Legends never die.
Okay, so this is a huge, high-profile transfer for the MLS and for the championship, both of them respectively. It's Daryl Dike to West Brom. Hello, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be discussing about what does Daryl Dike's transfer to West Brom mean to him, okay? So, today we're going to be discussing about what does Daryl Dike's transfer to West Brom mean to him, okay? So, what will it signify to him and to West Brom and to all parties involved, like the U.S. men's national team and Orlando City? Look, the U.S. men's national team is obviously going to be getting, it's going to deepen its player pool on the striker position, so obviously that's huge. Orlando City, they're gonna suck. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that right now. Orlando City are gonna suck. Spoiler alert, they're gonna suck. No more Nani, no more Daryl Dike, no more Chris Mueller. Andres Pereira is basically now gonna be the star player. Oh, it's dark days for Orlando City is about to come. It's about to come, people. Okay, but still, this is not about Orlando City. This is about Daryl Dike and West Brom and the U.S. men's national team, respectively. Okay, so yeah, let's begin. Let's go over an overview. Okay, I'm sorry about this picture I used. Okay, it looked pretty good on the high note, but still, it looks pretty blurry. Okay, it's about 7.5 to 8.5 million euros. According to FotMob, it was 8.6 million. Some others say it was 7.5. Look, I'm just gonna say 7.5 to 8.5 million euros. It's a pretty good price tag. Okay, pretty good price tag. Orlando City didn't overprice Daryl Dike. Daryl Dike, for me, if I were to splash about 12 to 13 million euros on him max. Okay, look, if this was another club, they might have asked for like 17, 18, even 20 million for him, okay? But still, they didn't overprice him, which is good, okay? A return to the EFL Championship. Daryl Dike was in the championship, and he was with Barnsley. Okay, this is a return to the championship. Dike scored 19 goals. 9 goals in 19 matches, which is pretty good with Barnsley. Barnsley, they were not a team that gave Daryl Dike like many chances to score with, but Daryl Dike still put up some decent numbers. So obviously he did pretty good. Daryl Dike scored 11 goals in 19 matches in return to the MLS. With Orlando City. This is important because Daryl Dike scored about 8 or 9 in like 20 some matches, and then Daryl Dike goes over to Barnsley, and now he's gotten even better since he went to Europe. So that shows you that there's at least some level of difference, and at least when it comes to coaching, when it comes to the difference between the championship and the MLS. West Brom needs some goals. They need some goal scorers. They need some strikers. West Brom need some goals. They are a pretty poor offensive team, and defensively they're pretty good they're amazing for a championship club. I don't know how will they do in the Premier League, but still, look at West Brom needs some goals, and I believe this is a good transfer for them. Callum Robinson will be the main competition. Okay, Callum Robinson. Callum Robinson for me he's more of a false nine type of guy. 5 goals and 6 assists in 23 matches, pretty strong numbers. But once you compare it to Daryl Dike's numbers that he managed to do even in less games, I believe Daryl Dike should be able to overtake Callum Robinson. West Brom are 4th in the championship, which is a playoff promotion zone. Okay. Obviously, West Brom are a team that are kind of favorites, one of the favorites to get promoted to the Premier League. So obviously, this transfer can signify a good transition from the Championship to the Premier League. So yeah. So let's go over the first aspect of this almost guaranteed starter. Callum Robinson is going to be his main competition. Daryl Dike should be able to start over Callum Robinson. Look, he was already in the championship, and he showed some scoring touch. And Barnsley were not that good of a team. I'm gonna tell you that. But obviously, this transfer is huge for a guy like Daryl Dike. And obviously, look at with Grant, who can create chances for him. I believe Daryl Dike can score even more goals. And just look at that smile. Just look at that smile. Don't you want to see this guy score some goals, West Brom fans? Daryl Dike should be able to score some goals in the championship, and he should be able to start for West Brom. He should be able to start, and obviously West Brom need a striker, and I believe this is a good long term option. 21 years old, um, young, fit, athletic, and obviously strong. And he's obviously a very physical player. Look at this. Look at this is what everything Josie Altidore should have been doing. Okay, Josie was not a physical player. Josie sometimes spares the rod. He sometimes it's not even physical at all. And I'm just like, Josie, you have all that body, you have all that muscle, and you don't want to be physical. What are you doing? And obviously, Daryl Dike is way different from Josie. Daryl Dike is physical, and that's what Josie should have done. And obviously, I believe Daryl Dike will score some goals with West Brom. So, this is arguably the most important aspect of the transfer. West Brom have a good chance to go to the Premier League. West Brom are an amazing defensive team when it comes to being in the Championship, at least. And look, they're pretty bad when it comes to the offensive. So obviously, they need some goals. They need some goals, and obviously, Cam Robinson is not gonna get that for them, and Daryl Dike should be able to get that. So obviously, with Daryl Dike might be the final missing piece for West Brom to go to the Premier League. And West Brom are a pretty good team if you consider it to be a championship team. Look at if with Daryl Dike, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Look at all they needed was some goals, and now they got some goals. They played a match today against I don't know who were they playing against. Obviously, Daryl Dike did not debut in that game, since he has to know the squad and everything. But still, I believe he should be able to debut with West Brom by next week, maybe, hopefully. And obviously, with that, look at having Daryl Dike in the Premier League and playing against high level competition and improving his game even further, I believe he might give Ricardo Pepi a run for his money, and as well as Jordan Peacock. So obviously, yeah, this is very important. Daryl Dike can thrive in the championship. Daryl Dike proved that he can be a great championship player when he played with Barnsley, and Barnsley were not that good. Okay, Barnsley, look at they don't have many. When they had Daryl Dike, they didn't have many creators. So the chances that Daryl Dike had, he finished them. And look at a transfer to West Brom that have some pretty decent creators for him and some pretty decent playmakers along here. Look at this. This can mean Daryl Dike can thrive in the championship, and obviously a big part of Daryl Dike's game is physicality. And the championship, what is a big part of the championship? Physicality. That's what I'm going to tell you. Look, if you look at players that were passed in the championship, like Ivan Toney, Michael Antonio, you can see that they're very physical players. And obviously, this can be a good league where Daryl Dike can develop his game even further. Look, there are still some problems with Daryl Dike's game, like when he does runs into the box. Um, when does he decide to shoot? Look, in the championship, he'll learn that better. And obviously, this discussion should have been used earlier when in the Premier League. Look, just imagine Daryl Dike just learning all those skills that he needs in the Premier League. Look, one day he's gonna be very good. Okay, if you look at past players in the championship like Antonio, Michael Antonio, again, I'm gonna tell you that obviously they can he can become a player who is similar on level, And obviously, if we had Michael Antonio or Ivan Toney, we'll be a pretty good side. I'm going to tell you that. Obviously, I'm having nothing wrong against Ricardo Pepi, and Ricardo Pepi's transfer to Augsburg, I'm going to discuss about that tomorrow. Okay, I've decided to bring that up. So obviously, yeah. But so let's go on with Daryl Dike. Still, I believe this is a league where he can thrive. He should be able to thrive there, and he can, and I believe in him. And this is the best part: a permanent home for Daryl Dike. A permanent home. Look, with a team like West Brom that have a good chance to go to the Premier League, this is a good transition home for Daryl Dike, where he can be in with West Brom, score some goals over there, then wait, and then he can be in the Premier League very soon. Uh, Obviously, there's nothing wrong if West Brom failed to get promoted. Look, he can he can progress his game. Okay, he doesn't have to be in the Premier League. So obviously, Daryl Dike, I believe with a league that is as physical as the Championship and a team that needs some goals like West Brom, obviously having this as a permanent home, I believe this is a good transfer. Ivan Toney spent a good time in the Championship as well as Mikel Antonio. You see many players stay in the Championship for long periods of time. And they just stay there, and then they go to the Premier League, and then they ball out. That's what happens. Look, Daryl Dike can become one of those players that are in the Championship, then they go up to the Premier League, and then they thrive. Look, I don't think necessarily he'll become another Che Adams or another Armstrong. Look, just don't go to Southampton and screw up your career over there. Okay, Daryl Dike, do not go to Southampton for any reason, unless you're balling out in the Premier League already. Obviously, if you look at players that came through West Brom, that were in West Brom and thrived over there, you don't have to look far, and you just look at Romelu Lukaku. Calm down. I'm not comparing the two for any reason. Both players are not very physical. Both players are pretty good finishers. Well, Romelu Lukaku is an amazing finisher. Romelu Lukaku is an amazing header, amazing at finishing headers. Daryl Dike is not too much, but I believe with some time, I believe he can. Look, at Romelu Lukaku wasn't too good with his head either when he was about Daryl Dike's age. So obviously, if Daryl Dike works on his game, if he can stay fit, which look, with European training, I believe he can be fit. Okay, uh, Daryl Dike can become a very good player. I'm going to tell you that he can become like an Ivan Toney, Mikel Antonio type player. He can become like a. I'm not gonna compare him to Romelu Lukaku, but I do think him and Romelu Lukaku have some similarities. I believe he has more similarities with Mikel Antonio. Okay, but still, I believe this is a very good transfer for Daryl Dike, and he should take this transfer to approach it. He should take West Brom and be. He should be the starting striker. I believe in about a week, he can become a starter. Hopefully, this doesn't become like another story like Ethan Horvath and Alex Maiden, who are in the bench for Nottingham Forest. So hopefully it doesn't become that. And I believe Daryl Dike, he should be able to start, and hopefully he does start. Hopefully he doesn't become another Alex Maiden or Ethan Horvath. So yeah. So let's just finish this video off. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.